10 anime that are clearly inspired by One Piece. Since its 1997 debut, One Piece has been setting trends for fellow shonen series. One Piece is a beloved anime series with many fans. It's so popular that Netflix even picked up the series for a live-action adaptation, set to start filming in 2021. The lovable cast of characters, the wild and wacky adventures, and the epic friendships and other relationships throughout the series made it a sensation among many lovers of anime. However, some fans noticed that there are later anime series that take some inspiration from One Piece. From protagonists having lofty goals like Luffy to characters on the run from the law, it's clear that some of these anime took inspiration from One Piece to create their own stories. 10. Gon from Hunter x Hunter follows in his mentor's footsteps like Luffy did. Gon from Hunter x Hunter reminded some fans of Luffy, partially since both Luffy and Gon follow their previous mentor's footsteps. In Hunter x Hunter, Gon follows in his father Jing's footsteps and Jing's student Kites to become a hunter just like him. Luffy, in contrast, follows his childhood hero, Captain, red-haired Shanks, by becoming a great pirate. Gon and Luffy's journeys throughout their respective series were engaging for fans to watch, and many fans enjoyed watching their development overall. 9. Cowboy Bebop's extremely detailed world reminded fans of One Piece's world building. Cowboy Bebop has a sci-fi setting different from One Piece's fantastical setting, but many fans felt reminded of the latter when watching Bebop. This is because the worlds of both anime are so well detailed and expansive, with a tangible sense of what it's like to live in there. Despite the differences in characters, story, and emotional atmosphere, fans agree that the world building that went into Bebop was probably somewhat inspired by how its contemporary One Piece did it. 8. The Seven Deadly Sins features a group of protagonists trying to skirt the law like One Piece. The Seven Deadly Sins revolves around a colorful cast of protagonists who try skirting the law, much like One Piece did, at least initially. Fans also pointed out that both series contain animal mascots, which helped the comparisons between them. Some fans want a crossover between these series to see how the characters would match up against each other in combat or other pursuits, while others prefer their wacky adventures to stay separate, considering the many adventures the casts of both anime already go through on their own. 7. Bell from Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon has a relative with a big reputation. Fans recognize that Bell Crannel from Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls from a Dungeon has a relative with a huge reputation, much like Luffy does. While Luffy's father is a revolutionary considered the worst criminal in the world, Bell's own grandfather is revealed to be none other than the god Zeus himself. Additionally, Luffy is part of a group of pirates, while Bell is part of Hestia's Familia. Both protagonists have their own cast of friends and rivals that challenge them and help them grow throughout the series. And these similarities made fans of One Piece have a fun time watching Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls from a Dungeon. 6. Doraematical Murders main cast incorporates many tragic backstories. Like how many of the main characters in One Piece have tragic backstories, the same goes for the main cast of the anime adaptation of Doraematical Murder. Some characters deal with the losses of their loved ones, while others lost their own villages due to incredibly horrible circumstances. Even though the settings of both anime are wildly different from each other, many fans noted the similarities in the characters' backstories. This made it easy for fans of One Piece to get to know the characters of Doraematical Murder fairly well. 5. Attack on Titan features superpowered characters, much like One Piece does. Attack on Titan heavily features superpowered beings, much like how One Piece has superpowered people. Attack on Titan has Titans and the people who can transform into Titans, like the protagonist Eren Yeager. Meanwhile, Luffy and many others in One Piece consumed devil fruits that grant different supernatural abilities to each of them. Many fans noticed the similarities between both anime and enjoyed watching the grand adventures that ensued because of the characters' unique abilities. 4. The Promised Neverland involves characters constantly on the run. Fans noticed that the main cast of The Promised Neverland was constantly on the run to avoid horrible fates. Much like how the cast of One Piece often ran away from the law. In The Promised Neverland, the main cast find out that they were being raised to be meat for the demons' next meals. And so plot an escape from the orphanage they were raised in to avoid their deadly fates. In One Piece, due to the nature of being pirates, the cast constantly runs away from the law when needed. Fans found themselves relating to the adventures in The Promised Neverland, since the concept of running away from society's enforcers was similar to One Piece. 3. Black Clover's main protagonist wants to be a king. In Black Clover, the protagonist Asta wants to be the Wizard King. This is fairly similar to Luffy, who wants to become the Pirate King in One Piece. Both characters have lofty goals of what they want to become, and fans found themselves enjoying the journeys of both characters as they grew and developed throughout their respective series. This, combined with the lively cast of other fun characters the main protagonists encountered, made many fans of One Piece enjoy watching Black Clover. 2. Fairy Tail shares many themes in common with One Piece. Fairy Tail might not have pirates quite like One Piece does, but it does take place in a fantasy world full of adventure. It also includes a hilarious cast that includes fan favorites like Lucy, Laxus, and more. Fairy Tail also contains colorful characters with magical powers, such as the fire-wielding wizard Natsu. The common themes of friendship and perseverance resonated with fans, and many found themselves enjoying Fairy Tail due to the similar themes to One Piece overall. 1. Magi, The Labyrinth of Magic has both an expansive world and a variety of entertaining characters. In Magi, The Labyrinth of Magic, the world contains many dungeons that house jinns. If characters overcome the dungeon trials and earn the jinn's allegiance, they are known as dungeon capturers. Those that receive a jinn's power, however, are called king vessels. Much like how One Piece's devil fruits give characters special powers. Even though One Piece doesn't include any characters who deliberately run around capturing dungeons, both series have worlds expansive enough to give the viewer a sense of what it's like to live in their respective settings, as well as how characters generally function within these worlds. The main cast of Magi also has a number of varied and hilarious characters, much like One Piece, so it was easy for fans to get into watching Magi because of these similarities.